To our young tumbling class. We will be demonstrating some tumbling skills that we do in our younger classes. I'm Coach Cece.
I'm Coach Cheyenne.
And this is our assistant, Hallie.
Okay, Hallie, so let's start with our warm-up. So let's step over on that line. Okay, we're going to start with 10 jumping jacks with some crazy arms. Okay, ready, go. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Feet back together, hands on your waist. Now we're going to try to stay on our line the whole time and do bunny hops, okay? So think up and down. Okay, let's try to get 10 without stopping. Again, make sure you're counting with me. Okay, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now with these exercises, really make sure you're bending and pushing through your toes all the way till they're pointed. Okay, so let's try 5 more. The biggest jump you can give me. Okay, so these will be a little slower. So give me 1 first. Ready? 1, push. Good. Again, 2, push. Good. 3. Ooh, we can get higher than that. Let's go. 4. Good. Last one, make it your highest. 5. Good. Now we're going to step over our line. Okay. Hands back on your waist. Now we're doing our ski jumps. And again, if you don't have a line, you can use anything you have, a piece of tape, whatever you can jump over. Okay. We're doing 10 again, Hallie. Over is 1. Coming back is 2. Okay, ready, go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't touch the line.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Very nice. Good, and that was our warm-up. So now we're going to stretch. So feet apart. Arms are going to be out in our T. We're going to start with baby circles. A little bigger, Hallie. Go bigger all the way till you get to those big arm circles. And big. And biggest arm circle you have. Good, and stop. Back to your T motion. Now we're going to go backwards, small circles. Backwards. Good. Slowly get bigger. Very nice. All the way big circles. Good. And relax. Right arm is out. Take it over. Keep the arm super locked out. And with the other hand, grab that elbow. Very nice. Hold it for 5 seconds and then relax. Other arm is out. Take it on over. Wiggle that other hand. That hand grabs your elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Let's take one arm up, glue it by your ear. This hand will touch your back. Good, let's wiggle the other hand out. That is going to touch your elbow. Now with this stretch, make sure you're not tucking that chin in and sagging down, so stand up tall and look straight in front of you and relax. Other arm is up and behind. That other hand, grab the elbow. Check your form, check your position. Very nice. Now we're going to go to our half T. So no chicken arms down here. Make sure they're tall and up. Good. Our legs are still apart. Toes are facing forward. We're going to turn to our left side and look out behind you. Turn the other way. Good. Check those arms high. Make sure they're super strong. Good. And when you're ready, go a little faster, but not too crazy. If you notice, I'm not really moving my hips very much. I'm just twisting them. So keep tight while you do these turns. Good, now we're gonna reach up tall. Squeeze our ears. We're gonna do what we call a tabletop. So our invisible table's right here. Okay, so we're gonna reach up tall. You're gonna lay your belly on that table and hold it. Good, and then drop those hands to the ground. Now Hallie, hold this position while I talk to them about this. So make sure your hands are right in line with your feet. So we're not looking like a bear crawl with our hands way out here. We gotta move them right in between our feet. The goal is flat hands. And if you don't feel a stretch after that, bend your elbows a little bit, but not your knees, just your arms. Now we're gonna crawl those fingers over to our left foot. The goal is to grab both hands on one body position. So that can be your ankle, that can be your shoe, or that can be the ground. Good, now if you're ready, we're going to go into our lunge. So we're gonna turn our toe towards the wall, bend that knee, and straighten the back foot. And if you notice, if you need to, push that back foot back. Hands are flat. Good. And to check this position, make sure this back knee is super strong and straight. And this front foot is actually popped out a little bit more in a good 90-degree angle. Good. Let's stand all the way back up now. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Feet back apart. Now we already have done our twist to stretch our back. So let's get one more stretch for our back. We're going to bend our knees. Invisible chair. Hands on our knees, but our arms are super locked out. And we're gonna twist one shoulder in Hold it for 3 seconds and switch. And switch. And switch one more time. Very good. Knees are straight again. Reaching up tall. Feet back apart, Hallie. Let's do our tabletop one more time. So reach out. 1, 2, 3, and drop. Check where your hands go. Good. Bend those elbows if you can. And let's crawl it to the right side. Watch where your hands go. They should be grabbing one body part or the ground. Try to put your nose on your knee. Good. Go ahead and turn that toe. Bend that knee into that lunge and check your position. Very nice. And if you see Hallie is ready to go to those elbows, so if you think you are as well, those elbows go in front of that foot. But if not, just stay on those hands. That's okay. Good. Let's pop back up and stand all the way up tall with our feet together now. Feet together. Let's reach up tall, squeeze those ears again, standing up super nice and tall. No tabletop this time, but we're going to go through that tabletop, down to our toes or the ground and hold it. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you're looking at those knees. 8, 9, 10. Very nice. Hands on your waist. Now we're going to our balances. So with one foot, let's tap one foot that you're going to use. That foot is going to stay on the ground. So glue it on the ground. Our other foot, make sure that one is being lifted up. And we're squeezing tight. Good. Try to look at something that's not moving. Good. Be a statue and switch. Glue that other foot down and squeeze it up tall. That's okay. Good. We got a good side and a crazy side. Good. And relax. Very nice, everybody. Let's sit on down. Okay, we are going to start with our butterfly stretch. All right, so feet are together. We're flopping those wings, being a butterfly. But I want to see everyone sit up super tall. Good. We're going to tuck our nose to our toes and count to 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sit on up. Very nice. Flop those wings again. Very good. All right, so now let's tap one leg. That leg is going to go straight out. And the other foot is going to connect to that leg. Now, some of us haven't gotten to the stretch yet, so this might be new for some of you, but let's make sure we try it at home. Okay, so point that toe. We're going to face our body to the front, squeeze up our arms to our ears, and we're going to turn our body to that leg and take it straight down. Good. Make sure you're grabbing some body position. Pulling your nose to your knee. Good. Let's sit on up. Keep your legs where they are. Our hands are going out in the middle. We're going to crawl those hands out, belly button to that leg, and relax. Now while you're down here, really check this toe that it's not going forward. It's pushing up, shoelaces to the sky. We're going to slowly crawl our hands back up. Very nice. And switch sides. Now when you switch, make sure that leg isn't pointing to the corner. You push it all the way out to the other side wall. Facing our body to the front with the arms up. Turning it to the side and grabbing something. Nose to knee. Very good. And let's sit on up. Keep your legs where they are, hands in the middle. Crawl on out. Use those eyeballs to check your toe. Good. Go a little farther if you think you can. And crawl it back up slowly. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to do both legs in a straddle. Okay, so both legs out. Good, good. Check where your shoelaces are facing again. We're going to sit up super nice and tall. Same thing as the last stretch. We're going to reach up tall. Turn your body to that left side and take it on down. Let's hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now try to keep your arms connected to your ears. Sit back up. Turn to the other side and take it down. 1, 2, 3. Same thing. Arms are glued to our ears. But now we're going to drop those hands down to the mat. Sit up nice and tall and start crawling out. Again, while you're down here, it's not a problem if you start looking side to side, checking those toes. But once they look good, let's look down at the ground. Good. Take a deep breath in. When you release it, crawl those fingers out. Good. Let's slowly crawl those fingers up again. And we're going to do some crazy legs into our pike. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now glue those feet together. Hands are behind us. Good, we're gonna roll our ankles really big. Big rolls. Good, now let's go the other way. Now while you're rolling these legs and toes, make sure our knees aren't bent. Okay, it's just our ankles doing that circle motion. Let's point both toes. We gotta wake up over here. Point those toes. And we're gonna actually flex them next, Hallie, so hands back. And we're gonna point one and flex the other. Good, and switch. And switch again. Very nice, now point both toes. Squeeze up those arms. Take a deep breath in. And release it. Now for this stretch, try to grab those ankles. But if you're ready, we can go down and grab those heels, looking down at your knees. So go ahead and hold it, Hallie. Now with this, we'll grab those heels again. We're tucking that nose down, squeezing our feet together nice and strong, and sit up. Very good. Let's go on our knees now and stretch our wrist. So hands are going to be in front of us, kind of like you're giving someone a high five. So straight down, you're going to rock forwards and backwards. Let's get 3 rocks. Good, and then let's sit up. Give that person a high five again, but this time you're going to turn your fingers out. And down, so your fingers should be facing left and right. We're going to go side to side. Good, keeping those elbows nice and locked out. Good, now with these fingers, we're going to turn our fingers towards our knees and rock forwards and backwards again. Very good. Now let's put our hands together and clasp them and roll around. Make sure you go both ways. The other way is a little tricky. Very good. Very nice. Okay, so that was our stretch. It's kind of around the speed that we go, but if any of them you can hold them longer, try to get up to 30 seconds. Very good. High five, Hallie. Okay, we're going to move on to some tumbling. Okay? All right, so let's come right here.
Touches.
So we're going to face this way. Can we go on our belly button? So lay all the way down. Now for this, we're going to lay flat. We're going to make sure our arms are right here with our elbows up to the sky, okay? So those hands are right by our shoulders. Our toes and our legs are far apart away. Toes are pointed. Now first, you're going to bring up your chest with strong arms and then bring up those toes.
Look up at the lights.
Very nice. Good. Let's relax everything back to where we started. All the way down. Very good. Now really make sure the hips are glued to the ground. They're not lifting them up while they do that angel touch. Okay, so Hallie, let's try it one more time for 3 seconds. Ready? Go ahead and push up. Bring up those toes. 1, 2, 3, and lay all the way flat back where you started. Very nice. Toes back down. Very good. Now we're going to roll on our back. Good job on that angel touch. Okay, so now for these back bends, we're going to make sure our hands are in the right position, right underneath our shoulders, and our legs are bent. Feet are flat on the ground, but they're also apart. Okay, now when we're pushing up, really watch these heels that they're not lifting on our toes. We want to be flat-footed for this skill. Okay, so if I put a string in your belly button, we're going to pull up that string all the way. So lift, lift. Good.
If they're needing help, go ahead and lay back down, Hallie.
Very nice. So just relax.
If they're needing help, you don't want to just pull up on the back. So Cheyenne's going to demonstrate where her hands go if their head's not quite off the ground.
So one of my hands is going over her belly button to her lower back. Other hand is staying close to my body underneath by her shoulder blades and lifting, lifting. Good. And let's look up to the ceiling.
Look up here.
And lay all the way back down. Very nice.
So you don't want to just pull on their hips. That might hurt their backs.
Very nice. Now, if your child is ready, when we push up in that back bend, we're going to have one foot glued, and the other foot is going to be lifted with a pointed toe and a straight leg. Good. 3 seconds. And then we're going to put this leg down, switch legs, point that toe for 3 seconds. Okay, so let's try with flat feet first. Hands are ready and they're back. Okay, go ahead and push up. Push. Good. Lift up one leg. Straight leg. Ooh, flat foot. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that foot is down. Then look up to the ceiling and lay down safely. Very nice. Good job. Let's stand all the way up. Good. Now, if your child is ready for this next skill, go ahead and practice, but we're going to demonstrate how to go down in a back bend. Okay, so you're going to start feet apart. You're going to reach up tall and squeeze your ears. Now really make sure you're looking up at your hands, so drop that head back. Good, and we're gonna guide those hands down to the mat and hold it. Good, and then look up and relax.
And notice the same
Nice.
thing. She's not just supporting the back, it's the shoulders mostly, so that's not putting strain on their little back.
Very nice. Okay, good, let's stand on
And if
that.
you're not comfortable spotting, just don't have to do it. That's perfectly fine. All right, let's move on to our forward rolls. Okay, most of our kids by this time of year are doing their forward rolls by themselves. But if you've just tuned in or your child is still needing a little help, there's nothing wrong with that. So we're gonna talk them into stretch. We're gonna stretch up, put your hands down. Make sure their head is tucked. So we always say, look at your belly button and really push their head under so it's not on top of their head to hurt their neck.
Let's try it again. And if y'all notice, I'm helping her hands to stand up if they're still needing that. Go ahead, step tall. Our feet are glued together tightly. Go ahead, our hands are down. We're looking at our belly button. Feet are still glued together. And stand up. Good, let's try this last one by yourself. This is the
A
goal.
little ball. So
Go
this
ahead.
is what we want it to look like.
And no hands. Very nice. Good job. Awesome, let's come back this way.
All right, now we are gonna work on our headstands.
Hands on those knees, and we'll just sit up tall
Which
first.
the same, by this time of year, most of our kids are doing it pretty good. This is one that if you're a total new one and you're just tuning in, this is one that you wanna really be safety conscious about their neck. So if you're not comfortable spotting, no biggie, when we're back open, we'll catch up.
So we're sitting up nice and tall. Good, our feet are still nice and tall together, and our hands are gonna go straight down. Hold on, Holly. We're gonna do parallel hands, okay? And then our head is actually gonna make our triangle. So we have 1, 2, our triangle's right at the top. The top of your head is down, all the way down, Now you're gonna tuck your toes, and you're gonna lift up one foot. So keep one knee down, lift up the other foot. You're gonna kick it all the way up, squeeze together. Make sure that you're not moving those hands though. You wanna see them in your sight. See them in your sight. Good, we're pointing those toes. Our legs are nice and tall together. Now you're gonna take one foot down, back to that knee, and the other back to your knee. Very good, awesome. So while you're kicking, really make sure your child is engaging their core and squeezing it so they're not wiggling while they're upside down. Let's try one more.
And if needed, Cheyenne's gonna show you how to spot a little bit more cautious if your child isn't quite holding it yet. So go ahead.
I'm gonna hold them at their hips.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna lift up one foot, you're gonna kick it, and I'm guiding that other
And
leg
you can even hug them a little bit just to hold them tight.
right here.
Yes.
If they're pretty nice, we can go ahead and go up to the leg. Good, and let's take it on down. I'm controlling her down, back to those knees. Awesome, very good, good job. Okay, moving on.
All right, we are going to do our tumble bugs, which everyone loves.
So just like we were in our stretches, we wanna go into our butterfly stretch, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna put glue on our hands, and we're gonna glue those hands to our feet. They should not separate, okay? So with spotting this skill, we wanna think we're doing big circles, okay? So with one shoulder, you're gonna guide it down, and with that hand, I'm gonna grab the back of her neck, back of her head, take her over, good, and really guide this knee coming down and still holding her neck. Take it over, over.
And notice she's
Good.
holding on those feet and really squeezing them together.
Now, once they've mastered this a little bit better, I'm no longer gonna be holding her back of the head. I'm just gonna be guiding her knees down to help her finish the skill. Okay, so take it on over to this shoulder again. Over, push with that knee. Good, keep going. Over, push with that knee. Very nice. Now on the next step, some of our classes have started working on the opposite side, which gets a little tricky. So let's go over this shoulder first. Okay, so over, big circle, circle, there you go. Good, one more. Very nice, and that is our tumble bug. Good job. And let's stand on it.
All right, our next skill is our M&Ms.
Okay.
We're gonna do 2 parts of this M&M. This is something everybody can do. It's so good for their tummy muscles. But again, make sure you're protecting their head and neck. You grab one hand with their head and neck, and the other one grab their feet, and it's just a roll back and forth to protect that head. Keep them in a little ball. This is something everybody can do, and then eventually you get to where you're not spotting that as much, but that's something that's super safe, so they can do those.
Now, while we are rolling them back, make sure a lot of their weight isn't just stuck in your hand, because then eventually when you take it away, they should be able to keep that chin locked in, and their head should not be banging the ground every time they roll back. So we're gonna tuck our chin a little bit more. Perfect. We're gonna hug those knees tight, not too much. There you go. And take it back 1. Good. Take it back 2. And if they are ready on this third one, their hands are gonna go back to where they were on that back bend. Our toes are gonna lift up. I'm gonna grab her hips, both hips. We're gonna control her over, pushing onto her arms, onto her feet. For this skill, lifting her weight up is going to help get that pressure off of her neck and off of her head. But also make sure when their arms are down on the ground, they're also pushing them up super strong.
And that's something you can actually do, is have them put your hands
On the
and tell
ground.
them push all the way up.
Yes.
Because you
Good.
don't want to push them over at the hips. That could really hurt their neck. So only if you feel comfortable helping them over.
Good. 2. Good. Hands back. Push. Nice. Good job.
Good job. All right, our next thing is cartwheels, with which most everyone in our classes have started the cartwheels. Some are still not quite sure about remembering which foot they put out. So if they're having really crazy cartwheels and it's looking like their hands aren't going the right way, have them switch feet, because some of them still haven't determined whether they're a righty or a lefty. Which doesn't matter which hand they write with. We have a lot of people that do, I was a lefty cartwheel, but I always wrote on my right hand. So don't go by that. So
Okay, so once you figure out which foot you're gonna use, do you know, Holly, which foot? Okay, so we're gonna put that foot out. Now if I'm facing the side, make sure both of their legs aren't locked out. You want this front knee really bent in a good lunge, but make sure they're not confused about this type of lunge. Okay, so back knee strong and straight, our arms are glued up by our ears. Okay, now guiding their hands down. Make sure their hands are leading the direction of which foot they put in front. So on the right side, they're going to the right. Then on the left, they'll be going left side. Okay, go ahead, Hallie. So cartwheel over, kick those legs, and stand up. Good, let's turn around, let's try it again. Kick a little harder this time and guide those hands out
really
some more.
think about reaching out.
Reach, kick, beautiful. Let's turn around and try one more. Squeeze those ears, nice lunge. Good, cartwheel, very nice. Now some of our classes have really worked so hard on ending in this lunge, because sometimes we like to go crazy and let our power control our body. So wherever you're facing, we're here. So whatever's behind me is what I want to be looking at when I'm done. Okay, now let's try one more. Okay, so we're facing the front. Make sure you face me when you're done, okay? So cartwheel, face me, squeeze. Good, and if you're ready, we can always come feet together, hands down. Very nice.
And we do have some that have already started their one-handed. You want to show them a one-handed? Don't let them try this if they're not doing really beautiful cartwheels yet. So whichever foot they put out, that's the hand that goes up, and then they wrap that tummy so that it can go down if needed.
Good.
Good.
Good. Good. Very nice.
All right. Our next thing is handstands. And not everyone, not all of our younger classes have started handstands. Most have. Make sure parents, if they're not ready to do this is something they don't need to do. We will work on that when we get back in class. But we started on the same foot they do the cartwheel, same way, in a lunge.
Good. And for this skill, it's a lot different than our headstands, okay? Because that weight is on top of their head. But for this skill, their weight is over their hands. So before they even try this skill, make sure their arms are super strong. They're ready for this skill. Good. Okay, so we're going to reach those hands out.
One thing too, since we've just done a cartwheel, make sure you really specify that the hands go down in front.
Step down. Yes, that's a good point. So with our cartwheel, we turn those hands sideways, but our hands are still parallel. Okay, but for that handstand, we want to stay in our hallway, reaching straight out into that kick up to the top.
So that might be a good thing to practice first. Just putting those hands down.
Turn around, try your handstand this way. So one foot out. Good. Reach those hands out. Kick, kick, squeeze. Good. Again, if you want to hold the hips, that's perfectly fine. If they're nice and strong, you can just be their wall to lean on. One foot down. Beautiful. Very nice. Good job.
Good job. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and do some of our ending exercises that we do that everybody loves our fun stuff. And we normally do it on a line, but if you, like I said, if you don't have a line, they can go down the hallway doing it. They can go across the living room. I'm sure they're ready to get active. First thing we're going to do is walk on our tippy toes. So stretch up, squeeze your ears, and all the way on your tippy toes. And we don't want super big steps. We want everything engaged, squeezing your tummy, squeezing your booty. Everything's super, super straight. And then they can also walk backwards down that hallway. Very good. All right. And this is always a fun skill they like to try. Put your hands on your waist. We're going to pick one foot up and hop on that one foot all the way down. Hop, 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 hop. Yes. And then turn around and go back on the other foot. So make sure they're working on both feet. And go. Good job. All right, our bear crawls, feet apart, super straight knees. That's the hardest part, and it doesn't have to be fast. Keep those feet really far apart and try to get your hands as flat as they can. Very good, and very challenging to walk backwards. We haven't tried that, but why don't we try that? Yes, that is a challenge you can try at home. Very good. All right, another new thing that not every class has done, but we'd like to give you a challenge, is a log roll. And some of them call them pencil rolls or whatever, but it's where we start laying on down and
now
we
with
get our
this.
arms up.
Arms up nice and tall.
And
Feet are glued.
Squeeze.
Glue those ears and lead by your belly button first. Belly button and back. Good. Stay nice
These
and
are
tall.
really good for those tummy muscles. And
Good.
roll back.
Pull backwards. Now glue those feet. Glue those
Before
feet.
you know it, they'll be all over the house doing that.
Nice
Good job.
Good.
Okay. Our last thing we're going to do is our crab walks, which can be a little tricky because sometimes they want to go up in a back bend. So start facing a wall and sitting down. Don't let your back touch the ground. Put your hands back behind you like that. And then your feet are apart. And you're going to squeeze that belly button up. And like I like to say, I'm going to put my tea right there. And don't spill it. So go.
Good. Belly's nice and
Very
tall. If they're
good.
sagging, you can always grab their lower back and their hips and lift them up. Good. Tall table.
Oh, good. My tea didn't spill. Yay.
Good. And good
stand
job.
up. And the last thing we always do in every class is do our balances. So we're going to work on that. Now, I think the hardest part is explaining to younger ones how to tighten all this up. But right now, put your hands on your tummy and make yourself super tall. Now put your hands on your waist and let's do some balances. So lift one leg up.
Now with this, if their shoulders are going crazy and their arms are going crazy, make sure you can always squeeze at their shoulders, hold them by their hips, whatever will help benefit your child, and eventually start lifting off. Good. Now another way you could do this as well is they can hold your hands. They can lift up one foot, get their balance really nice, and slowly lift away one hand, slowly lift away the other hand. Good. Yes, perfect. And relax.
Good.
Very
And
nice.
then, of course, we have enjoyed having y'all. Hope you enjoyed this class.